Mm. Oh, the stillness and silence of a Sunday morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Who is this over here? Who is this? What is this a light being? What's going on? Hi. Looks like Dolly Madison. I don't know what's going on. Hope your ice cream is cold. Hi. Good morning. Good morning, my sweethearts, my humans, my heroes, my angels, my witches, my immortals, my gods, my goddesses. Hey. Oh boy, yeah, this is a public edition. This one will be released to the world at some point today. I like to let it process for a while, but then I release it to everybody else. Sundays is sort of a new habit we're doing here to share our morning check-ins here. I am on the couch as advertised in my bathroom with a cup of coffee. And so we're going to talk about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, and of course, end with a little bit of a blessing to send us on our way. Hi. Hi. Oh, I see we already got someone in the room, and that's okay. My patrons know we're doing that today. Oh, good morning. I'm not going to say your name, but just do remember, the rest of the world will see this today. So, yeah, you can always delete your comments if you want, if you don't want anybody to know who you are, which is fine. Confidentiality is key, and I am under vows of confidentiality with the divine. Thank you very much. But hi, hello, dear friend, who I believe coined the term blessimation. Yeah, gee, well. Over the arches, I believe this is true. I haven't been there in this life. They might have renovated, but at the Oracle of Delphi in Greece, legend tells, again, I've not seen this with my own physical eyes in this lifetime, two things, right? Well, one of them is know thyself. I forget what the other one is, though. Oh, brain fart. It's first thing in the morning. Cut me some slack. Know thyself. Everything in moderation. That's the other one. Thank you, ancient Greek spirit guides, or I don't know, some dead professor of history. I don't know. Know thyself. Every day is a winding road. We get a little bit closer. Well, sure enough, 2 a.m., like literally hours ago, 6 hours ago, probably at the time of this live stream recording, Eastern time. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my closing prayers for the night, doing my thing. I took a nice nap yesterday waiting for that Capricorn romantic soulmate contract read to upload. It took forever. It's okay. Took a nap. So actually probably got a full 8 hours sleep altogether, but regardless. Listening to a Terry Pratchett audiobook on YouTube. And how stuff comes across your screen. It's like, here, suggested for you or whatever. And I saw two words that I knew individually, but I never heard them together before. And apparently this is a thing. I always feel like, where was I that day when they were teaching that? Was I home sick? Was I playing hooky? Sigma, which is a Greek letter, empath. Sigma empath. Oh, go look it up. Talk about a rabbit hole waiting to be jumped down. Holy crap. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I'm glad I listened to the Cap read this morning instead of last night. Yeah, no, look, these romantic soulmate contract reads ain't no joke. If you saw, maybe someday I'll record it for my patrons on Patreon and maybe release it to the world. I don't know. But what I go through, I make it sound like such a hardship. I am a Virgo. What it is that I do to prepare myself for these readings is a little bit, I don't want to call it Olympic level, like the Olympics around the world, but I mean in terms of the gods of Olympus. I do, I told you I've been doing Ho'oponopono with the Wim Hof breath, so I'm calling it the Wim Ho breath. It really is very powerful. Ho'oponopono, the Hawaiian problem-solving technique, Dr. Hugh Lennon, Morna, and Zero Limits, and Joe Vitale, and all of that. I clean, I Ho'oponopono for the collective I'm working for. So it kind of shocks me when, you know what I call them, double whammies and triple whammies. We've had a lot of them this time. I forget which reading it was. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. But they both got like Ace of Cups in the Spirit position, both sides of the contract. It was a lot. I was just like, I mean, and I'm used to this, and still. So they've been. Have I been knocking them out of the park? The divine has been putting the right cards in my hand and giving me the words to say. Humility, humility, humility. Don't ever think that you are the be all end all, because that's called hubris, and the gods don't like it. The WIMO, yo, WIMO. No, really, it's very powerful, particularly if you're folk, because Dr. Len said always keep your eye on the ball, which meant spirit. So when you're saying, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, whoever, whatever, you're not really saying it to them. You're saying it to the divine. And the breath is the divine. It's life. It's the universal life force, prana, chi, reiki, shmeki, ex bakey, whatever you want to call it, right? So to go around the universe, to go around the corner. So I'm watching this video. I'm like, all right, what's a Sigma empath? Because, I'm salty about that stuff. I'm just like, oh God, here we go. Who came up with this one? And apparently it's a thing. Like in pecking orders, right? There's the alpha wolf, the beta wolf, the gamma, right? And the omega all the way at the bottom, right? Well, there's one that doesn't fit into that one. It's called the Sigma. Oh, we're narcissist destroyers. I'm so into it. They're like, do you have the superpower of a Sigma empath? I'm like, I don't know. Let's find out. And I watched like 2 or 3 of the videos. It's not like, oh, I researched. I watched some YouTube videos on it. And, a bunch of them are like, do you have the 15 traits? I'll post it here. I'll post the videos here. I've got them in my history. I'll post them here so you could say, do you have the 15 traits? You could be a Sigma empath. I'm like, well, let's see. So I'm literally sitting here. Oh, I bet I know who that is. I bet that's a Scorpio sister saying good morning. How much you want to bet? No, I'm wrong, but I should have muted that. I'm sorry. So I'm listening to it. I'm sitting here because the TV screen is, the big screen TV is across the room. And I'm sitting there going, they're going, I'm like, okay, 1. And then they go to the next one. I'm like, 2. I had all fucking 15 of them. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm a 6. It's like finding out your blood type is different than what you thought it was, right? It's like, oh, well, I was born that way. It's written into the script. The soul is an alpha, beta, sigma, delta, delta, delta. Can I help you? Help you? Help you? If any of you remember Saturday Night Live back in the 80s, and delta, delta, delta. Can I help you? Help you? Help you? Sigma, immediately I think fraternities and sororities and dropping Bing cherries out of your butthole into cocktail glasses. Like that's the initial. Thank you, sir. May I have another? Like Animal House vibe. As soon as I hear Greek letters, my brother was a member of a sorority. Sorry if he's watching this. My brother was a member of fraternity in high school, like it was the 80s, right? So I'm not tribal. I'm like, whatever. And don't you know, that's totally part of the thing of this thing. I'm listening to this thing about Sigma empaths. I mean, I'd never heard of it before. I was like, where was I on that day? Was I playing hooky? Was I smoking in the boys' room? Chances are I was smoking in the boys' room. That was me. That was me. My favorite line from Practical Magic, by the way, which is on HBO Max, and I'm going to watch it. Just have to make sure I have enough tissues in the house or cry my fucking eyes out. My contact lenses go floating down the gutter. Let's not. So just go out. I mean, I was so shocked. And of course, the example that they use is Keanu Reeves. Past life boyfriend alert. Oh, he's so sweet. And he's been through hell. I know people who know him. It seems that 6 degrees of separation thing is just always going on in my life. I'm like, oh, I'm only one person away from that person. It's okay. It's not like I'm going to walk up to him and say, oh, so Keanu, where you been since my last life? I know. It's okay. It's all right. We can leave him be, He's the ex-variable Deus Ex Machina character. But wouldn't it be funny if I ended up married to him? Yeah, it would. It'd be hysterically funny. I mean, my mom would love it, but whatever. He's such a sweetheart. But they're good at being alone, right? They can sense, they're so empathic, they can sense if somebody's lying, which, by the way, yes, I may have been born with that in my soul contract, whatever. My sacred contract, but it's something that I realize now looking over my life. It explains why people have lied to me, because it's part of the part of the growth curve. What do you want to call it? The learning curve. Just go watch it. You'll see what I mean. I'm like, ow. oh, and again, 2 a.m. Sitting there going, why wasn't I notified of this sooner? I wasn't, but I wasn't ready to, I guess, and I am now. So go check that out. It's amazing. Anyway, so that being said, figures, as we wrap up the solar cycle of the year, come the 7th of November, the actual cross-quarter day of Samhain, not Samhain, it's Samhain. Although Samhain, I've seen it said all these different ways, and please, whatever. It's not like the ancestors care about pronunciation. Honestly, they really don't. What do they care? They survive death and they don't have to pay taxes. Whatever. So let's talk about it. Halloween is fun night. It's chaos night. I do not do the high, serious, solemn, SOLEMN, that solemn reverence, talking with my ancestors of all different shapes and sizes. There are 2 different kinds of ancestors in my experience. One is the genetic. That's obvious. It's in your DNA, right? Tracing it back. Do you remember the comic strip BC? Is that still around? Like, that's when I think of Og and Grog when I say that in the videos, right? Going back to cavemen. Like, I doubt that was their names. I forget what the characters' names were, but it's like, that's the ancestral stuff. That's DNA. Everybody's pretty much got the same ancestral patterning in that sense, passed down generation to generation, right? The limbic brain, fight or flight, survival instinct, blah, blah, blah. But you also have your archetypal ancestors. So as a witch, every witch that's ever been burned, every witch that's ever served, every witch that's ever been is my ancestor. That was almost like poetry, wasn't it? Right? Every artist. Scott Cunningham. I doubt we're related. Scott Cunningham, brilliant, prolific gay witch and a professional witch and author. Like, we have a lot in common. He's probably a spirit guide too, but that would make him a symbolic or an archetypal ancestor, right? If you're a writer, William Shakespeare or whoever, right? Whoever is drawn to you, whether or not they're a spirit guide or not, that doesn't matter. Your ancestors. So I saved that for Samhain, right? I'm going to a party with one of my patrons here who lives on Long Island, who I've known since 1980 somewhere. I've known her that long. One of my favorite things to do, look, we used to have parties at the Silver Broom every Halloween. It was packed to the gills, right? We took our measures, we flossed our auras with it, burned it in a cauldron, and maybe I'll bring some yarn with me if anybody has some yarn for the party tomorrow night. But really, all of that is so much better done at Samhain, because tomorrow night is Reese's Peanut Butter Cup night. And if my party host hears this in time, aside from the cute sharkery, which is my way of saying charcuterie, she's into them. I don't know, dark chocolate Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. That's not product placement. That's just kind of my favorite Halloween candy. But you can probably tell I don't eat that much sugar on a regular basis, but raw organic honey I'm up for and down for. Oh, and I'm sleeping on her couch. So I get to really have fun and not have to worry about driving home, feed the cats, slap on my costume and go do it. And yeah, I'm going in costume. I was going to go as Mal-El of Krypton again, but that was last year. I think I got a better idea. We'll see. So, a couple of things. Today, I do have a client today at noon Eastern, a video client. So I'm going to be reading somebody today. I'm going to do my best to get the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, happy, healthy, wealthy, resident, but sexual, satisfying, soulmate contract read with extended done today as well. And then tonight we are having a Ho'oponopono hangout, clearing with the ancestors. We're going to clear out some ancestral patterns or something, we'll see. And if it's just me and a couple of us here, that's fine too. I understand. A lot of people are doing Halloween parties tonight because tomorrow's Monday. Check the calendar. Are you surprised that today's Sunday? Don't be. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is far to go. Wednesday's child is full of wit. Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. But the child that is born on the Sabbath day is bright and bonny and good and gay. Guess which day I was born on? Well, regardless of the day of the week, I was born on a full moon on a Labor Day weekend because I do like a symbolic entrance. My mother went into labor after a Labor Day party. God, they wrote this one well. They definitely wrote. There was a bit more detail in this life, like naming me after an archangel than, the milkmaid and the stable boy lives. Reincarnational acting chops. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot on the to-do list today. And I'll get out videos. I try and put out something every day publicly on YouTube, but considering who's going to be watching YouTube tomorrow on Halloween, right? Parents juggling their kids and candy and all of that. Probably not. Considering I used to go to parties of thousands of people, it seems on Halloween, I'm really okay doing this economy size version of it. It's a lot easier to handle. But hanging out with old friends and new around a fire pit, glass of wine in my hand, laughing. I'm not bringing any tarot with me. Maybe I'll bring a divination deck of some kind, some oracle or something just for fun. Chatty birds out there. I don't think they're angry birds, though. If you can hear that. Yeah. I've been in a prolonged state of meditation yesterday. Getting centered. Heck yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like, oh yeah. No, I mean, Revelation is an interesting thing. I know it's a book in the book. I know. I'm not saying what I'm talking about, but then it's not playing out every day. Whatever. Book of Revelations. Revelation often means it was there in plain sight, but it was hidden, right? There. Oh, something within. We're moving at Samhain, November 7th. When the sun reaches 15 degrees Scorpio, we will be at Samhain, the official astrological cross quarter. It's a week afterwards, right? And we are moving from Mabon's crown chakra into Samhain's 8th chakra, soul star, or the upper room, whatever you want to call it. And it's really off the beaten path, right? We know so much about the 7th chakras, and if you've read Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Mace, each chakra has a spiritual Christian sacrament and a sphere or two from the Kabbalah, and there's all sorts of stuff going on there. But if you line up those 8 chakras with the 8 Sabbats of the Wheel of the Year, there you have it. So we're moving from the gratitude of Mabon, the second harvest, to the love of the ancestors in the final harvest. Here's the measuring stick to find the center of your chakras. So if you do, is it this way? No, it's this way. So if you put, like, for instance, your thumb right where your third eye would be, your index finger will touch the very center of your crown chakra, and you can inchworm that all the way down. Why does everything else say it's on 10/31? Because it's Halloween, All Hallows Eve. Is Washington's birthday always on what? Is the holiday always on? No, it's always on a Monday, right? Never on a Sunday, because we need our day of rest, which is what today is, and I'm not getting any. So it's very that, because it's All Hallows Eve, because tomorrow, I always get these two confused, it's All Saints Day, All Souls Day, whatever, something with an AS in it, for sure. But the astrological cross quarter, I'm a Virgo. That's why you keep coming back. Well, for my charming personality and salty sense of humor, right? I'm not using the same calendar. and that's why astrology, please don't make me do math, but I know that for sure. They are called astrological cross quarters. The solstices and the equinoxes are easy. It's the first day that the sun goes into that sign, the cardinal signs, right? So Yule is the first day of Capricorn. Let's see if I can do this in my head. Ostara is the first day where the sun is in Aries. Letha, summer solstice, first day of Cancer. Who am I missing? Oh, and Mabon, first day of Libra. So it's 30 degrees. You're making me do math. The 30 degrees per house, 12 times 30 is 360. Math. So you can track it. You can see where the cross quarters are, because what's half of 30? 15. Ow. Stop. It's like a Clockwork Orange, but with math. Oh, good God. I do love my work. I really, really do. So, but look, I don't expect everybody to know that. I expect the people new to this stuff to kind of believe it's Halloween, and that's chaos night. That's fun night. You can do your Samhain stuff on Halloween. You do you. Talk to your ancestors whenever. But the veils are thin. That's the T. The veils are thin, which means we have access to more. That's why getting up into that 8th chakra is going to be easier whenever you want to consider Samhain to happen. You do you. But I know for myself, it is the time to see things from the highest vision that we can, not perception, vision, and look over the past year and see the final harvest. What have we learned? Right? See yes, it's the death holiday. Death takes a holiday. It is that we have the opportunity to see a larger picture of our past and see the gold that we alchemized into lead, and maybe even some lead left over that we can transform, clean that slate, and nail a new grand intention for summer solstice, for winter solstice. You'll be sorry, etc., etc., etc. There, I just gave you a archetypal clusterfuck there, little Yule Brenner. Remember a Yule party someone made an ornament out of Yule Brenner from the King and I and hung it on the tree. It was the best thing ever. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a Sigma empath. Fucking new, I don't know. Okay, just get to that point sometimes with all the spiritual stuff. It's like, okay, whatever. Ugh, can I go brush my teeth now? It's like I gotta go pay bills. Great, I'm a Sigma empath. But I was talking with my guides about it afterwards last night. They're like, yeah, that's why you've had so many vampires in your life, because the vampire and the narcissist archetype are very connected. Drainers, the whole pantheon of narcissists, not just the overt. They got the covert, the passive, the toxic. There's a whole bunch of different ones. A whole dark pantheon of narcissists. They're not all the overts, right? The overts are easy to catch. The alphas, whatever. So they're like, yeah, essentially the Sigma empaths are vampire hunters. I'm like, oh, how Buffy. I'm into it. And I have been my whole life. And if you start listening to some of this stuff, you'd be like, why was I not briefed on this? Really, revelation. And that is 8th chakra. 8th chakra, yes, you can have revelations in the third eye. You can even have an instant cognition of something in the crown chakra, which has no language, just there. But the 8th chakra is really known for that revelation of kind of twitching aside the curtain of the illusion, the veil, for a second, and you see what is. And then it comes right back in, and you're like, whoa, I hope I can remember that. And we rarely do. But if we can remember it and implement it little by little by little, we are literally incarnating divine truth into our thoughts, words, deeds, feelings, and actions, and choices, and decisions, becoming better people. Sigma, Sigma, Sigma. Delta, Delta, Delta. Can I help you? Help you? Help you? I think Diana can. Don't you think Diana of Themyscira can help us today? What do you think? Hey, lady. Hey, lady. She's like, don't worry. Nothing good can come from lies. Just always remember that. So we're going to end this with a prayer, as we do every morning. You know, I haven't missed a day in months. I'm so into it. I love consistency. I do. Like this coffee. It has a lovely flavor and consistency. So we're going to... Oh, yeah. Moon's in Capricorn, by the way. Look at the astrological weather. There's all sorts of wacky going on this week. Hold on. Let me open up my Google Calendar. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Today, Mars goes retrograde in Gemini. Oh, and the United States has its Neptune opposition. That should be fine. Let's read what that one's about. Okay. Today, Neptune retrograde moves back to 22 degrees of Pisces, exactly opposite where Neptune is in the birth chart of the United States, 22 degrees of Virgo. We call this a Neptune opposition, and it happens every 82.5 years. Aren't you glad you're here for it? As a country, the U.S. has been going through a period of deep transformation, turmoil, and reckoning. Duh. As it's also been going through the peak of its Pluto return this year. This Neptune opposition adds an energy of potential confusion. No, really? Disillusionment. You're kidding. Pardon the editorials. I can't help myself. An eventual awakening into the mix. Suddenly, the things we've been culturally trained to covet and strive for, material possessions, unending wealth, status, and prestige, other people's approval seem meaningless and empty. I've been living that for a while. While it can feel disconcerting and like a dark night of the soul. Oh, great. A DKNS rock. This transit is ultimately helping awaken more of the population to what our souls are truly yearning for: connection, love, freedom, peace, purpose, belonging, and unity. I don't know. Sounds like a Ho'oponopono goal. I keep playing with that word, probably not to my own betterment. Like, for instance, come here. Excuse me, Diana. Sorry to grab you by the legs. When I do the ha breath and the Wim Ho, I do it with this pillow on my lap. It's the pillow of Archangel Ariel. And so it's still been called the Ho'opono pillow. And just like that, it's like, oh, right. Magical tools. So yeah, take all that in and get ready. Let's give ourselves a lovely little prayer, blessing, something. Grab a cup of coffee, a chai, a tea, whatever, vitamin water. I really shouldn't name as many products. I don't do product placement. I just have a life. Several, actually. All happening simultaneously. According to my higher self, I'm so glad I don't have to manage all that. Right, in one lifetime, you're scrubbing a toilet. In another lifetime, you're sitting on a toilet. It's a lot. It's a lot of crown to root chakra. Please take a nice deep breath. Really, darling, just take a moment. Just breathe. I'm doing Jinx Monsoon, doing Judy Garland. Still point. Doesn't mean we can't have a sense of humor. Now that Leslie Jordan is on my spirit guide team in the Shecky Collective, breathe. My stars and garters, as we call upon our collective pantheons of the divine, our guides, masters, teachers, gods, goddesses, saints, angels, totems, healers, ancestors, and higher selves, all the way back to the divine singularity, the nameless Tao, the pregnant void, the mother of all source, to surround each and every one of us in a force field of light today, watching this live or later, containing and protecting our energy fields, so that we may clearly, sanely make our way through this day, navigating the intellectual and intuitive information coming to us, that all information and energy that exchanges between all of us in all overtones and all dimensions does so clearly, cleanly, and for the well-being of all, so we can make the clearest, wisest, most loving, empowered decisions that we can make today. And thank you, beloved pantheons of the divine, for shining our own unique frequencies of light through us at full capacity, that we may receive the abundance that is our birthright right now. And anchor paradise, planet Earth, heaven on earth, more peace, more joy, more love, more Reiki, schmakey, eggs and bakey from that 8th chakra all the way down into the root chakra, breath by breath, step by step, moment by moment. Take us by the hand. And on a personal note, get me ready. I got a client today. We're doing a Ho'oponopono hangout, and I got to do an Aquarius collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, and cross-watch our happy, healthy, wealthy, wise, intimate, sexual, satisfying soulmate contract read with extended. And then I'm going to color my hair. And then I'm going to get ready for tomorrow, because I don't know what you all want of me, but I know what I want of me. I want to enjoy my Halloween. I want to hang out with friends. I want to almost pee myself laughing, sitting around a fire pit tomorrow, get my cats fed, drive there, hang out, party, sleep over, get in the car, drive back, and then we'll deal with what's going on Tuesday. That we may be the best that we can be today. Fulfill our role in the divine plan. Commune with our ancestors no matter what day it is. It's not like they're on that kind of schedule like we are. I don't know what the calendar's like up there. Don't care right now. But that we may find that still point within, that we may find our connection to the divinity, our inherent divinity. Feel what we got to feel, heal what we got to heal, follow our own guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power from the divine, and take everything else that comes and goes horizontally with a grain of magical, sacred salt, understanding that force field of life makes it through, right? On the news, overheard conversations, a chakra, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, clairdanes, whatever, that will know it made it through. You let it through. You let it through the velvet rope. The bouncer said, okay, it checked its ID, it's valid, it's on the guest list, it can come in. Even if we don't like it. It's okay. You don't gotta like it. But it is showing up to make us better. So may we find the stillness. May we find the breath. May we find the now. So that we can know that everything changes us for the better. And we can see little by little how everything changes us for the better whenever we are still. And there is no stillness quite like 8th chakra stillness, because 8th chakra stillness goes, not. Oh, thank you, Sheki Collective, for the well-being of all. And with harm to none, may we all be blessed. As we will it, so let it be done. So let it be. So it is. There's your public version, rest of the world. But if you want to do this with me every morning, wake up with Mal in the morning. It doesn't sound good. It is, but it doesn't sound good. Come play Patreon on Patreon. Because work, witch, yes, witch, work. Yes, witch, work. It'll happen. After I'm dead, people will start doing it, right? And then they'll say somebody else created it, whatever. Blessed be, I love you too. Oh my God. Oh my goodness gracious. I love you all so much. And just remember, if it wasn't for you, my patrons, I'd be sitting here talking to myself, which, since we're all one, is redundant. Redundant. This song is redundant. I'm out of here. Happy Halloweeny. You can always tell a Halloweeny when you knock on it. Memories do light the corner of my mind. I'm out of here. Let's see what happens next. It's just 9 a.m. Eastern, just about in a minute. So good. I'm ahead of schedule. I will be releasing this to the public at some point later today. In the meantime, I'm gonna go do a good half hour to 45 minutes of the Wim Hof breath with Ho'oponopono. Do some Wim Hof. And, we're doing these recorded Zoom things on a regular basis, but we're doing one tonight. It will be recorded, so if you can't catch it when we go live, it will be posted, so you can watch it when it suits. Cool. I think I crossed every T or dotted every I, but if I didn't, that's okay. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with a different cup. Same coffee. Well, not literally the same coffee, but the same sacred Java blend that I make up. It's written in my book of shadows, How to Make Coffee, Wonder Coffee. Different cup, different day. But same Sigma empath, seriously. SIGMA space EMPATH. Go look it up. If you know me, particularly my friends from high school who are on Patreon, just go watch it and go, holy crap, you've always been that. I'm like, yeah, who knew? I've had a superpower all this time. I feel very Kal-El. You know, Bruce didn't really have a superpower except lots of money. Which, you know, has more leverage, I think, than heat vision, but you do you. Great way to light cigarettes, though. I'm out of here. Have a good day. I will see you tomorrow morning. And, of course, for everybody else in the world, happy Halloween. Do your sacred or save it. You know, it's okay. It's okay. But if you want the deeper experience, more magic, more miracles, more Mel, come play on Patreon, darling. A lot of fun. I'm the fun one. Remember, my skills are, I know what I'm talking about. The gods always leave the right cards in my hand. I have cool hair and I'm fun. That's what's on my resume and I'm sticking with it. I love you. Happy Halloween, Sacred Samhain, whatever it is you're doing. Hail. Farewell. Bella, bella. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed be. Bye.